What's going on, everyone? The Los Angeles Clippers, right? They have an incredible roster on paper. Now, I've talked about them in the past, and I still stick with the idea of I can't buy the Clippers until they prove that they can make it out of the second round. They've been to one Western Conference Finals, ended up losing that. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George cannot stay healthy, although Kawhi Leonard looks absolutely yoked right now, which may be beneficial, but also could hurt him. You know, a guy that's had knee injuries and things like that, you get that weight, stuff on that impact, up and down the court, it really wears and tears. So, a lot of questions in that regard. But the team as a whole, on paper, might be arguably the best team in the league. I mean, seriously, they're stacked at every position, from John Wall and Reggie Jackson at the point. You got Norman Powell, Luke Kennard, Amir Coffey at the shooting guards, Paul George, Terrace Mann at the small forward position, although you have, Marcus Morris, Kawhi Leonard could both play that position, so can Robert Covington, so can Nicholas Batum, but you also have those four guys at the power forward position. Now, size-wise, that might not be the best thing in the world, but they do have guys with length. Some of those guys have good wingspans, are around what many teams at the four position in today's NBA are at. And then you have Ivica Zubac at the five. And that's basically it as far as the five goes. And this team is basically maxed out, right? I mean, they still have, a couple other guys, a couple two-way deals, stuff like that. So this team is basically what you're going to get. You're not really going to be able to add anything. And the reason I'm talking about the Clippers in this video and for a Laker video is because there's a lot of comparisons. A lot of people talk about the Lakers having no chance against the Clippers. And look, the Clippers have incredible role players. They have two superstars. They have everything, all the intangibles, the chemistry, the coaching, all of that. John Wall is a big question mark. Is he going to be able to fit in? Is he going to be able to play right? Is he going to be an X factor, or is this going to be a Lakers situation? With Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James. Now, this I think will be a little more fluid than that, but still, will John Wall be okay being the third or fourth best player option on this team? A lot of questions, but the lack of size the Clippers have is something that all we hear is the Lakers' lack of size. Yet the Clippers have, in many ways, especially in their front court specifically, a huge lack of size. And that's where the Lakers have the real mismatch. Yeah. And look, Zoo has been fantastic for the Clippers. He's great. I still wish he was on the Lakers. The Lakers basically just gave him away, and that whole thing. But he's only one guy. He's only going to be able to defend Anthony Davis, Damian Jones, Thomas Bryant. It's just too many bodies to throw in. And the Lakers could easily go big. Who's going to guard Anthony Davis? And is Zoo going to be able to hold his own against the arsenal of bigs that the Lakers have? Damian Jones, especially, he's very physical, very athletic, very high energy. He's a guy that's going to be able to push him around. Even Winning Gabriel, if the Lakers wanted to go small, you could have Winning Gabriel, throw Winning Gabriel at him. Good size, 6'9", got a good wingspan. Just play that bully ball, high energy, high athleticism, all of those things. The Clippers have him as center, and that's it. And what happens if he, knock on wood, because, I don't want to see any players get hurt, but a reality is a reality. What if he gets hurt? What do the Clippers do? Clippers are running Marcus Morris at the five? What do they do from the position of the five if Zoo goes down? Or even in a regular, 82-game season, he's going to play 48 minutes a game? They can go small against most teams. They can go small against some teams. But, not even just the Lakers. What if they play, Philly? Or they play, the Denver Nuggets? Guys like the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves might give these guys a lot of problems with their size and their length and just their athleticism. That's something that's not being talked about about the Clippers, and it's all just this praise of the Clippers and how great they could be, and it's the Lakers are small. The Lakers are small at the wing, but they have guys that can be serviceable. Walker he has a 6'10" wingspan. He doesn't have the bulk and the size of say a 6'8" guy, but he could still cause problems, and you could wear him down by committee. Like, it's the same thing with the bigs. Like, you can wear Zoo down by committee, and then Anthony Davis, like, who's guarding Anthony Davis? Like, you're going to put Kawhi on Anthony Davis? Like, okay, like, yeah, Kawhi definitely could hold his own to a capacity, but he's still too little. And do you really want Anthony Davis just banging away on fragile Kawhi Leonard? It just doesn't add up to me. And look, the Lakers have just a treasure trove of point guards, but they have very feisty guards. So I think our guard matchup is going to match up well against the Clippers. Like, I like our guard versus their guard matchups. I really do. From both sides defensively. And Patrick Beverley is going to show up to those games. Patrick Beverley cannot wait to stick his foot so far up the Clippers, what. Patrick Beverley is going to be telling these guys all their plays, all of the ins and outs, everything for this team. And I think that is something that needs to be pointed out and needs to be referenced. Because the Lakers play the Clippers the second game of a back-to-back, which I think might be their most important game. Because if they lose to the Golden State Warriors on opening night, which I actually think they beat the Warriors just based on history. Team, they have the finals hangover, winning the championship. They get their rings. It's opening night, and it's just like, the energy to get the game win is not really there. And you got the other team that's standing on the other side that just wants to do whatever it takes to win this game, to spoil your night. Like, the win rate of the team playing that ring ceremony in all sports is like 85%. Like, to put it in comparison, like, to prove this point even further, is the Rams got destroyed by the Bills on opening night in the ring ceremony. It's just how it goes. Like, if you look through history of all sports, not even just basketball or football, like all sports, the night that a team gets the rings, they almost always lose that game. So I think the Lakers win that game. And then the big showdown is going to be the Clippers, which I think the Clippers game is more important for the Lakers to win than it is the Warriors game. Because the Warriors, what the narrative is going to be. Hey, they just won the championship. I don't believe in the excuses, but the excuse is going to be there. And the media and everything's not going to look at that loss as big as anything else, unless they just get destroyed. Like, if they lose by like 30, then yeah, that'll be a narrative. But if it's a close game, a close fought game, I think it'll be a very positive spin. And I think even from a Lakers, like inside players feeling is like, okay, like, we lost in a tight game. We lost by like 3 to the defending champions. Like, that's something you can hang your hat on. All right, that's a positive for the next game, and then they go and play the Clippers. Now, if they lose to the Clippers, that's just a bad narrative. Because one, it's like, see, they can't be the Clippers. Everyone's going to bring up the record. It's just like, look, the Clippers, if healthy, they're going to smack the Lakers. They always show up for the Lakers. Little brother isn't little brother. The conversation, the chirping. All the Clipper fans are going to be in our comment section just, chirping away, talking about how they're the greatest team ever and how this year's their year, like it has been for the last 10 years since like Lob City, and yet they still haven't gotten out of the second round. It's just like... It's one of those things. That's what it's going to go. So I think that the second game of the season against that Clippers, I think, is a huge game for the Lakers to just build confidence, to instill confidence in a fandom and community, to establish themselves. And I do think it's a game that they all show up. I think Patrick Beverley definitely shows up. And I do like our guard matchup. You got LeBron James. They have 2 superstars. Well, guess what? We have 2 superstars. We also have the bigs. And I think that these 2 guys right here on screen, Damian Jones and Thomas Bryant, are going to be huge against the Clippers. Because, again, Zoo is not going to be able to handle both of these guys. And then if they go small, these guys are going to have a field day. And Thomas Bryant can step out. He can shoot the ball. Damian Jones, again, high energy. Good luck trying to get him. He's quick enough. He's got the foot speed. He's not going to be able to chase around guards. But... if it's like a Marcus Moore or something like that, he can step out and kind of stick with them, things like that. I'm confident in Damian Jones' ability to stay in front of them. And then you have Anthony Davis, who Anthony Davis is Anthony Davis. He could even play the center position, like, and then have somebody match up with Kawhi Leonard. And Anthony Davis should just eat Zubac alive. Like, I think this is where we have the mismatch. I think this is our point of attack. You have Anthony Davis and these 2 just go on a tear against these Clippers, and you play inside out. I know Darvin Ham wants to play 1 in, 4 out offense, which is fine. You can do that. But I think certain matchups you need to be able to adjust. You don't want to be married to an idea. You want to be able to adapt on a night-to-night basis. And I think the Clippers would be one of those nights where it's like, okay, same thing with the Warriors. The same problem that the Clippers have, the Warriors have, like the lack of size. And I think that that's where the Lakers really do match up well. Now, they're small on the wing. Yes, correct. And that will be a challenge, but I think that that will be per committee. I think LeBron James, you have Walker, Austin Reeves, you have Toscano Anderson, you have Troy Brown Jr. I think you have enough wing guys that have decent size. They're not huge. They're nothing like that. They are undersized, but they got decent size. They're not all 6'1". Like they got good size. They got good wingspan, stuff like that. I think you can kind of wear down Paul George, wear down their wings by committee. You have some fresh legs out there constantly. I like that matchup. I think that that's where they're most likely going to have success is on the wing. But I do think we have enough to at least make it difficult, at least start wearing them down. Like I said, I like our guard matchups. If you look at their guards, they're not much bigger than ours. I think we got good guard matchups. I think we got the huge advantage at the power forward and the center position. And I think we got the two superstars, as do they. And I think that the biggest question is going to be the wing. Like, will our wing defense be able to keep up with their wing players? Which, again, is a concern. But the way I look at it, let's say the guard position is neutral and we have an advantage at power forward and center. I'll take my chances. I like that because then we have two advantages over their one. And look, this isn't a video to say that that we're better than the Clippers or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I like the matchup. I really do. And the Clippers may be better. Look, matchups are a real thing. We have seen lots of teams in professional sports, including the NBA, just lose games, lose playoff series. We've seen number 1 seeds lose to number 8 seeds because of matchups, because it was just a bad matchup. The Dallas Mavericks is one that comes to mind. They lost, and they lost because of the matchup. It was just not a good matchup for them. And it's not that they weren't the better team. They were the better team. There's just those teams that just match up so well to you, and they're going to show up. They're going to play well. That's what I think the Lakers could be looking at this as. Like, look, we match up great against them. We got the size. We got the superstars, and their point of weaknesses. I just think it's something that's not being talked about. Seriously. I think that, you have the Clippers. Everybody's looking at what their team is on paper, which it is incredible. It does look really good, but health is a big factor. This team can't stay healthy. Not that, Anthony Davis has been a model of health, but still, Anthony Davis has played more games than both Kawhi and Paul George. So, take that as you may, and so I think if you have a dominant Anthony Davis, our bigs know and understand their role. They understand the assignment. They go out there. I really like the matchup against the Clippers. I really do. I really broke this down. I was really looking at it. I was going through the ins and outs because I have talked about, the Clippers being a real concern. That I think, I just don't think we match up. And I think the Clippers and the Warriors are the only two teams in the West I really worry about. But the more I dive into the Clippers and Warriors, the more I like the matchup. I really do. I really like the matchup. I'm not saying the Lakers are going to win the games. I'm not saying if they met in the playoffs, the Lakers would win. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying that I like the way that they stack up to these teams, and I'll take my chances. I think that if we can exploit the Clippers' flaws and the Clippers' weaknesses, then I think it'll give us a chance to win the game. I think it'll give us a chance to be in position to close out, and then hopefully, Anthony Davis and LeBron James can bring us home and change that narrative of we can't beat the Clippers. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Agree with me? Do you disagree with me? You think, no, the Clippers are just too much? Look, I have said on countless occasions, I think the Nets and the Clippers on paper are the two best teams. I think if they're healthy and they're bought in, I think those two could be in the finals. And I wouldn't be shocked if either of them won it. I just, again, cannot believe in the Clippers. until they prove to me otherwise. Every year, the last 10 years have been their year. And guess what? They've been to one Western Finals, got smacked, and then didn't end up making it to the playoffs. So that's my only thing. But anyway, love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this video, how you feel, if you agree with me, disagree with me. However, let me know down in the comment section. Quick little shameless plug, everyone. If you enjoy my videos and commentary here on this channel, As It Stands Lakers, then check out the link down in the description below and go subscribe to As It Stands. Believe it or not, As It Stands was the first channel. If it wasn't for that channel, this channel would never have existed. Because of the success of that channel, it led me to want to create this Lakers channel. So do me a huge solid. If you're not subscribed over there, go check that out. Go subscribe over there. I talk all things sports, all teams, things like that, not just the Lakers. So if you just enjoy my commentary and want to hear me talk about other things, or you just, are a fan of other sports and other teams, go check that out. I promise you will not be disappointed. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.